This question, if we are pure consciousness, what is it that undergoes many life cycles until the last life, which finally leads to freedom? In other words, what is the soul? Yes. If we are pure consciousness, what is it that undergoes many life cycles until the last life, which finally leads to freedom? Let me take it from this point. Well, first of all, the question starts if, so the person doesn't know. First thing, isn't it? It says if, then it's already you don't know. So we are in an assumption. If it is true that if we are pure consciousness, then what is it that undergoes many life cycles until a last life which finally leads to freedom? This is a question, you see. If we are pure consciousness, what is it that undergoes many life cycles? Also, this is a very simple thing. Answering it might sound a bit complex, actually, because one thing is, this whole thing about undergoing many lives, you may have heard it before, that some people believe this is the only life you have. You're born on such a date, and you'll breathe your last. You breathe your first on such a date, and you'll breathe your last on such a date. And that is what is the span you call a lifetime. And that's it, finito. Some belief is like that. Others also tell you that, no, this is not your first life. You have had thousands of lives. But people say, but I cannot remember them. And then they say that, well, the supreme being, God, has turned down like the dimmer switch of memory or something. So you have nothing, you cannot remember anything of past lives, because this life is already enough for you to deal with right now. In each life you're given a certain portion that you must deal with. And like that. And that also, as you begin to look more deeply into your nature, you can start to recognize, perhaps just spontaneously it comes, intuitively it comes, that yes, of course, your body took birth. And is constantly changing. This is not the body that took birth, actually. It has changed so much. This is not your infant body. It is already going through so many cycles of growth and change. Then eventually, at some point, that which is born in time will also die in time. That is to do with our physical being, the aspect of ourselves which is our physical being, that is a duration, and it will come to an end at some point. Now, is this what we are? Well, I can say some simple things that may help is that I am looking at my hand is not looking at me. I am looking at my body, I'm aware of my body. My body is not aware of me. And my body doesn't know it has a name. It doesn't know anything. It's just pure functioning. It doesn't have that intelligence by itself to make decisions or something like that. It's just an instrument for function, a biological instrument that functions like that. Most sophisticated machine. But it doesn't determine or think or feels remorse about something. Although those energies will manifest in it, it itself does not determine or feel or suffer from them psychologically. So we are not the body. And the mind, what is mind? Mind is only thought. Also, who is the thinker of thought? I mean, can thought think themselves? So my talk is getting bigger than I intended now. Can thought think themselves? When you have a thought, does it have an independent life of its own? Can a thought think itself? You see? Or who is affected by thought? You say the mind, but is there anything called mind? Is there anything that is actually mind? Separate from thought. When you look, you find that Mind is itself thought, and thought is what we call mind also. It's not two different things. There's no such object as mind. That is just a sort of an idea. Also, something is aware of mind also. That which is aware of body and of senses, of time and change, is also aware of what we call mind, also aware of what you call thought, emotion, memory, imagination, the powers to discriminate. Something is behind all of that that is aware of all of this. This person is asking, what is it that undergoes many life cycles until the last life? If we take this assumption that we are journeying through time and through different lives even, so you've had many mothers, many fathers over time and whatever. You cannot remember any of them. Cannot remember any of them. So we're not going to ask, can you remember any of them? If we accept that there is such a thing called many lifetimes, then what is it that's going through all these lives? That which is here now, that is presently identified with the body, that you think, yeah, this is me and this is my life, and the context of my life, my family, my loved ones, whatever it is that creates the environment which we call our life. Something seems very personal about it. When the body dies, does that one who feels I am living in the body, does that one also die? And what is it that we are? This is why I say this can be a complex thing to talk about. If you want me to go on further, we can keep on talking about it. If you feel you are the body, then you will definitely be afraid of death, because we know the body will die. If you feel you are the mind or the identity or personality, also it's a kind of construct, and it works with the body. So when the body dies, it itself is in time, because there's no such thing as the mind by itself. The mind as a person is a mixture of beingness and thought. Beingness and conditioning combined, we call a person. What we love about the sense of person, what we think, is that we can think by ourselves and my life is my own. But most of what we believe is what we are is based upon the beingness. The beingness is carrying the person. The person is not carrying the beingness. It is the beingness that we love. It is a combination of the life force and consciousness. That's a kind of self-love. And when the body drops, whatever it is that we still retain as an idea of who we are, it doesn't just drop when the body drops. It is that, you may say, which reincarnates. It is the mind that reincarnates, not the body. This is something that you can come very clearly to understand if you meditate a little bit, and I can show you these meditations, how to allow the deeper understanding, deeper wisdom to come more into the recognizing consciousness or so. So just like if you go to bed in the night, you go to bed as John, and then during deep sleep you're not John. In deep sleep you're nobody at all, because there's no identity, there's no I there. In deep sleep you don't have father or mother, you don't have sister or friend, or you don't have a job, you don't have belief, you don't even God. You don't perceive in deep sleep. There's no belief, there's no time, all of that. So every night, for most people, including you, you must go to a point where there is no identity. Nobody can be John 24 hours a day. A certain portion of that day, you're nobody. You have no recollection of an identity. You're completely neutralized, beyond even a concept of neutrality. And yet everyone loves sleep. We prepare for deep sleep. Really, when someone goes to bed, we should not even wish them nice dreams or something. Because dreams mean that your mind is still active. You must wish deep sleep, dead sleep, so that everything lights out. If you go to bed as John, you will not wake up as Harry. You wake up as John again. And in the same way, there's a clue there that when the physical body drops, also your name you will not keep, but whatever it is that you treasure in your heart that you believe to be yourself, it is said that is what carries forward into your next existence like this. But there are some beings who have come to a clear seeing that that aspect of themselves, that projection, as name and form, as identity, personality, that itself is phenomenal. That even the sense of being, the feeling of existence itself, they see that, but this is also something that is not permanent. There's a deeper place of observing whereby even the sense of existence, of conscious presence itself is seen as phenomenal. When one has really steadied oneself into that understanding and seeing, where you are the seeing itself, that confirms that the body-mind is not what you are. It is also just a function, and it is bound by time and change. When you're in the position to see this and to be clear about this, you're beyond all of that. You're in the deathless state, the unborn awareness. Only for that one, there's no more bondage to time, to lifetimes. They are free. They are the timeless being. I was a little hesitant to pick this up and go into it because we can go on talking about this. People hold seminars about these type of questions and go into them long. I don't know how they come out, because the way that you will come to a deep understanding of this is that you perhaps have to go into a deeper reflection or meditations about it. But even in talking, actually, you can be guided into a place of complete silence and qualityless state of being. So I'll put this one aside for now. I don't know if we've really addressed that properly.